So the first chord then is a B major chord with that strumming pattern. Then, after you've done it that many times, we move it down to an F sharp major. It's the same shape, exactly the same shape, you just shift all the way down to the 2nd fret here. So, 2 bar chords in a row, that's probably going to hurt your hands quite a lot, but this is why this lesson is such a great exercise for bar chords. The next one is another bar chord, and you shift up, this time only 2 frets. We're playing a G sharp minor chord, so you release this first finger here. So once you've done those 4 strums, final chord is an E major open position chord. Notes ring out on that last one because it's sort of building up for it coming back around again. So the whole chord progression from the beginning: B major, 3, 4, F sharp major, G sharp minor, and finally E major. Ring it out. And then you repeat again and again and again and again. That is section 2 of Jason Mraz I'm Yours. So you've got the chord progression now. Practice changing from one bar chord to the other. And remember my top practice tips, which are on the beginner guitar course over at the website, rexpearson.com. Remember to slow things down so that you're not practicing mistakes. If these chords are difficult, start from the very beginning and working on just the chords themselves, building them up one at a time, making sure that every note rings out clearly. If one note doesn't, if you find the note that doesn't, fix it until the chord is running good, and then work on the changes slowly. 1 strum changes, 60-second challenge changes, which is where you change from one to the other as many times as you can in a minute, and then finally Jedi changes, which is what I call where you change from one chord to the next without looking at the fretboard, which is a lot more difficult. So just before we go into this 3rd section here, there's one little extra chord that sort of happens at the end of the verse where he says loved, loved, loved. What you need to do is a C sharp dominant 7th chord, and you should be able to pick it out by ear that it's different to all the other chords you've been playing, and it happens after the E major chord. So when you hear it, make sure that you practice this with the track playing in the background so that you can line things up. You've got the chord. You've got the chord progression, going to the F sharp, then going to the G sharp, then E major, then the C sharp dominant 7th chord, which you'll see displayed for you. That's a new chord that you'll want to get under your fingers there. Then it repeats the chord progression because it goes into the chorus at that point. So the first time that happens is during the end of a verse, and then going into the chorus, we then arrive at this 3rd and final section. Use your ears to pick out which section that is in the track that I'm talking about, because we've got the intro, which is fairly obvious. We've got the chord progression that happens next. That happens a few times. Then in the verse, at the end of the verse, love, love, loved. We've got that chord there. Goes around the chorus, and then we enter this bridge section. So during this little doo-wop section, we're going to go through the same chords pretty much as before. The only difference is one of the chords is changed slightly, and we're descending quite quickly, so we double the speed of the changes. Rather than playing 4 strums on each, 2, 3, 4, we only do 2 on each. 1, then we move to the next chord. Now the next chord is a different one. We normally go to F sharp down here. We are going to an F sharp, but we're doing a different version of it. Because this is, remember guys, this is working on your bar chords, so I'm really pushing you out there to really push yourselves on these bar chords. So that's the first chord, the B major. We're going to an F sharp, but the way I'm showing you guys, it's like a partial version of it because it's a little bit easier to play than the full version, which looks like this. Do by all means give that a shot because you'll get the full chord, but don't worry, you can release the 4th finger here and play the full chord. So we've got 2, 2, then then that's G sharp minor, like it was before. And then again, F sharp major. And then we're going to an E major. And then we have that C sharp minor appearing in. So that whole chord progression goes like this. And then you notice on that C sharp, you can do a little slide there to sort of look like a little bit of a pro there. So there we go. That is the section 3 of the Jason Mraz I'm Yours. Now, I'm aware that depending on where your level is out there, and this is obviously available to everyone playing, some of these bar chords may be extremely difficult to play if you've never played them for the first time, so don't be discouraged by it, because everyone goes through this with bar chords. If this is your first time with bar chords, this song is going to be extremely difficult. If it's something that you've done in the past, like the F major chord you've maybe got, then you should be able to push yourselves to get some of these chords in there. And that's all the 3 sections. You can piece them together so it fits the song. You've got your intro section, you've got your main chord section, that one going from B, F sharp, G sharp minor and then E, and then you've also got this new section here, this 3rd section where you descend really quickly down the chords, where everything is half the time except the E major chord there, and you introduce this new chord, C sharp dominant 7. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope that sort of cleared up a lot of confusion that might have come about, because there's some really dodgy tabs out there on the internet. If you want the correct tab, just head over to my website on rexpearson.com. It's totally free. Just got to have an email address and sign up. And if you enjoyed the lesson, hopefully you'll share it with others that are playing guitar. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next lesson. See you then.